There we go. Hey guys, for those just tuning in, we are live from the John Fetterman event in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. For those of you just getting started, we'll do a quick intro. Definitely consider becoming a member if you are not already. StatusCoup.com/join. That's how we make all this possible. John and I have been at Trump events, we've been at Oz events, we've been at Bernie events. Tomorrow we're going to be split up between the two of them, covering the midterm elections here in Pennsylvania. We'll get started though. Steve's been kind enough to come over and talk to us.
Yeah.
I guess looking forward to the elections right now. Obviously, you're here as a Fetterman supporter, but what were kind of some of the top issues or top reasons that you're supporting Fetterman in this race?
Well, the main reason I'm here is actually I'm a Republican.
Okay.
And I have a nonprofit company, Wellness for Veterans. So the person replacing Toomey is a direct representation for the veterans to the VA. So I actually went to Camp Oz. He gave me 5 minutes. I went to Camp Fetterman. He gave me 25 minutes. So he switched me from a Republican to a Democrat right then and there. So I had to follow him because he was supporting me and he was supporting veterans, which to me was the most beneficial out of anything that's out there.
Absolutely. And policy-wise, things like that, are there any things? I mean, making the switch is a big thing. I absolutely get like voting for a person over party, and I think that's the way people are going.
Candidate, not the party. And the other thing is, it's important to me was what he's doing with the medical marijuana stuff. That's a huge topic. I don't care if you're sending a kid to school or fixing a pothole. It's a pretty important topic. It's its importance right up there.
Absolutely. I think I just don't want to interrupt what's going on over here. So I appreciate you for taking the time, but we're probably going to cut over to the live event over here, and we'll talk to people after. I think so. Thanks so much for the time. Thanks.
I'll give you a card if you ever want to do a story on Wellness for Veterans.
For sure. Thank you very much. Yeah. Have a good night. All right, guys, we're going to pop up here, and we'll cover the event as it's happening afterwards. Definitely stay tuned, and we're going to be doing interviews with folks who are here.
We need to do everything we can to get John Fetterman, Chris Deluzio, and every Democrat elected up and down the ballot. Thank you, and let's go do this thing tomorrow.
Well, they started 20 minutes ago.
Please welcome to the stage the president of the Greater PA Regional Council of Carpenters, Bill Watercott.
Wow. What a crowd. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. You serious? Wow, this is awesome. Yeah, I'm Bill Watercott. I'm our UBC's Eastern District Vice President. I'm here to welcome every single one of you to our facility on election eve to get home the winner, John Fetterman, for tomorrow's election. Let's go. Wages, pensions, health care. Who stands for that? John Fetterman, right? Let's go. Who isn't fired up here? Who isn't fired up? That's what this is about. We got to get across the finish line, man. It's been a long, hard fight. It's knockdown, drag out. It's not anything it's nothing new to me. I'm sure it's nothing new to a lot of you guys and gals. But you're in the Carpenter's house today. And you know what the Carpenters do? They bring home winners. They fight every day. We had 1,200 phone bankers here tonight. Making phone calls.
There's probably only 200 people here.
That's what we had here. In the last 3 months we've been doing that.
Maybe not even.
We need a U.S. Senator to be John Fetterman, a hard-working, blue-collar, fighting, scrap, and in the trenches, fighting for our quality of life every day. And that's what we're looking forward to. Bring home our winners, Fetterman, Shapiro, Deluzio, and that's going to take us to the next level. So let's do it. Let's enjoy the rally, and let's fight for what's ours. Let's take control of what we need to. Go, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your candidate for U.S. House of Representatives, PA 18, Chris Deluzio.
And John's going to be our senator. What do we think? Let's talk about Western Pennsylvania values, the ones that I learned and I know that John knows. Hard work, service, solidarity, and we're in a house of labor tonight. How about our carpenters? Those are the values I learned growing up right here. It's why I went off to serve this country in uniform in Iraq at sea. Why I fought as a lawyer to protect our voting rights, this democracy. Why I stood with the steelworkers and fought and won a union at Pitt, because this is a union town. I'm going to work as hard as I can every day for us. I know John is going to do the same in the Senate. What I also know, the guys we're running against, they're not going to work for us. These guys don't care about us. I'm running against a corporate executive who's made millions coddling China, Saudi Arabia. John is running against a TV fraudster, snake oil salesman. I mean no offense to snake oil salesmen. I really don't. These guys are going to be yes men for the corporate jagoffs who've been ripping us off, shipping our jobs overseas, gouging us. And I'll tell you, I see it every day. These guys on the far right, they wrap themselves in the flag. They do not own this country. It is not patriotic to attack the union way of life. It is not patriotic to tell women, you don't get to make your own choices, threaten them with prison time. It is not patriotic to storm the Capitol with bats and pipes and beat the hell out of cops. That is not what this country is about. I believe something different. I know John Fetterman does too. You want to bring down cost? Let's make stuff in this country. Let's bring back our manufacturing. Let's stand up to the corporations that are ripping us off. And look, I am proud in this union hall, like John, to be standing with and backed by unions, fighting for working families, not these huge corporations that are gouging all of us. No way. And look, I come to this and I talk to you about these values and why John's fighting, why I'm fighting. For me, for John, for all of us, because we love this country. We believe deeply in America. I was willing to risk my life for this country. It is worth fighting for every single day. We got one more day to work though. Who's gonna work? Who's gonna go out and vote? We're going to send me to Congress. We're going to send Dr. Oz back to New Jersey. We're going to send John Fetterman to the Senate. Who's going to do it? Now, I can tell you all the great things about John. Well, I know he has the values, the character to be our senator, why he's ready to lead us. I think there's a woman you might want to hear from instead of me, who's been fighting alongside John, fighting in Braddock, fighting for this Commonwealth and this country. So I will proudly introduce our slop, the Second Lady of Pennsylvania, Miss Giselle Fetterman.
This one or this one? This one? Okay. Hi, Pittsburgh! Almost 2 years ago today, John launched this campaign from our home in Braddock. COVID was still raging, but people across the country were just starting to get their vaccines, and slowly but surely, we made our way back on the trail. And now, almost 21 short, no, very, very long months later, we have crisscrossed the state many, many times. I've been home for 10 hours just this past week, but tonight I come home and sleep in my bed with all the dogs and all the kids. But crisscrossing the state, I've had the privilege to speak to thousands and thousands of Pennsylvanians, and I've met countless Fetter babies. I just saw one right on the way in. And dogs for Fetterman at every stop, and that's honestly been one of my favorite parts. Today, on the eve of Election Day, day 637 of our 638-day campaign, there is truly no place I would rather be than back here with all you Yinzers. It feels so good to be home and to be home with the hometown guy. And that hometown guy is also a lot of things. He is honest, he is kind, and he has proved over the last several months that he is courageous, strong, and a needed voice for all Pennsylvanians, and I could not be more proud of him. And he's that small town mayor who shows up and deeply cares about the people he represents. Hi, Bernie. Easily distracted. He is that same lieutenant governor who has traveled to every single county multiple times just to listen and to get to know all of you. And now he is taking this fight to DC. And with stakes this high, with so much on the line, we need to elect someone who gets it. Someone who cares deeply and who fights hard. Because for many Americans, healthcare is on the line. The union way of life is on the line. Kindness and decency are on the line. And as Dr. Oz, who finally told the truth for a brief moment on the debate stage, when he said he believes critical medical decisions should be made by a woman, a doctor, and local politicians, abortion rights are on the line. Our democracy is on the line as well, and that's why Michael Fanone, a former DC police officer who was brutally attacked on January 6th while protecting the US Capitol, has endorsed John in this race. Because Officer Fanone, he knows there's only one candidate in this race who's going to stand up to Trump and to stand up for our democracy. Sitting this one out isn't an option. So in these last 24 hours before polls close, let's do everything we can to get John and all of us over that finish line. Whether it's knocking on a few more doors, calling a few more voters, text banking, checking in with your neighbors, even talking to that uncle you lost touch with. Let's finish this strong. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything you have done already. You stood with us from day one as John brought home all 67 counties in the primary, something never done. Something never done before in the history of Pennsylvania. And we could not have done this without your energy, your love, and your support. And now, without further ado, please join me in welcoming my husband, your Lieutenant Governor, a stroke survivor, and the next senator from the great state and Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
your support and to actually host the last event of this campaign right now. It's no accident that we stopped right here. This morning, we started in Philadelphia, went to Coatesville, Allentown, and right here with all of you tonight. It's such an honor to be here with you tonight. Thank you, all of you, for coming out. On a school night, to be out here, you know, even after 9 o'clock, to be out here to cheer us on, that just means the world to me. Thank you so much. This campaign launched going on close to 2 years ago. And we are so grateful to all of you to get to this place right now. And now there's just one more thing to do, and that is to make sure you just vote tomorrow. Your friends, your family, everyone in your networks on social media, everyone, get out and vote tomorrow. Because we know that there is a stark choice about tomorrow. This campaign, my campaign, is all about trying, here to serve Pennsylvania. I started my career. I ran into a community where 90% of the population abandoned it. I started up in Braddock 21 years ago just to teach GEDs and help young people get their lives together. There's no power, there's no prestige, there's no money there. It was just what really is important and what matters. And that's what I expected to spend my career in. Career in serving. And he's just using Pennsylvania. This is an individual that has spent $27 million of his own money trying to buy this seat. And I don't think there's anyone in this room that thinks this is a seat that you can be bought. But also, in this race, I got knocked down. Have anyone heard that I had a stroke? Yeah. Of course, if anyone hadn't heard yet, that's only because Dr. I has never stopped reminding that. But there's a truth about that also, is that I did got knocked down, but I did get back up. How many of you have ever gotten really knocked down? What about a parent? What about a grandparent? Anyone in your life? And now they had to get back up, just like I did, and that is the essence of this campaign. Anyone else ever got knocked down? Any community that was ever knocked down or that was neglected, that's what this campaign is all about as well too. And also, another truth is that this is what recovery from a stroke looks like 5 months ago. Sometimes I'm going to miss some words. Sometimes I'm going to mush 2 words together. But one thing I absolutely will always get right is making sure that we stand for the important things in Washington, D.C. Dr. Oz will still be a fraud. He's made millions by scamming people. He sold miracle cures that I couldn't pronounce. Even before I had a stroke, I couldn't. And I call that the Oz rule. If he's on TV, he's lying. Follow the rule. Just like during his TV show and during his campaign, Dr. Oz has lied about our record on crime. One of the very things that I'm most proud of in my career is, and that's the reason why I ever ran for public office ever, was because of gun violence and crime in Pennsylvania. Braddock, especially where our locals here, especially if you're wearing shirts that say Yins on it, we're definitely local here. And Aaron knows that gun violence was a real issue there, and I ran for mayor because 2 of my students were killed, and it was not seen very likely that I would ever be mayor, but I was, and then I was so proud to partner with the police and fund the police and work with our community. And one of the things we're most proud of is that for 5.5 years, we stopped the murders and we stopped the killing. Dr. Oz has never done anything about crime. He's never got involved. He just might show up on his tourism and just using these photo ops from the trauma and what happens in a lot of these kind of communities. And this whole kind of campaign has really just been kind of like a joke. But it's not funny, because also abortion rights are on the ballot tomorrow. Dr. Oz believes that the decision belongs with local political leaders. But, I mean, comes to go, like, I'm a local political leader. But you know what? It is not my choice. It is any choice between a woman and their doctor. You cannot stand on a stage to a stronger opponent to abortion rights than Doug Mastriano, and you both stood together on the stage. Just a couple days, I was on a stage with 2 presidents. And also our next governor, Josh Shapiro. And how refreshing to have a ticket 100% sedition free. On the other side, it's not a bug, it's a feature. All that kind of conspiracy. So, I think it's also really critical that our next senator really understands inflation. Inflation is a tax on working people. You can't fight inflation if you don't understand it, and you certainly and experience it yourself. Somebody that has 10 gigantic mansions doesn't have any idea what any of these really cost or what that really could feel like. So it's critical that we must push back against corporate greed. Inflation hurts all of us, but what does that leave for wrecking profits for corporate America? We must push back against that kind of price gouging. We also have to make sure that we start insisting in making more and more right now here in Pennsylvania and in America. Cross knows that he had a choice for his merchandise, for his part of his show. All of that was manufactured in China. Who do you think is going to stand up on the side of working in America versus those that chose to send all that overseas?
You are.
So tonight is the bargain for all of you that I have to make all of you. If you send me to Washington, D.C. to be that 51st vote, I will plan to eliminate the filibuster. We must raise our minimum wage. Take care of themselves, let alone a family, at $7.25 an hour. I believe, I'm sure you all agree, that all work has dignity. But right now we don't have all dignity in all paycheck. Commit to raising our minimum wage, but I fall on the side and the right side of a living wage. In this house of union, this, to me, is a sacred part of my platform, the union way of life. Passing the PRO Act. We must strengthen the union way of life, and I can't think of many things much more anti-American than to be anti-union. Fair wage, good benefits, especially the health care that saved my life. That should be there for each and every one of you if you ever need it. Also stand to protect Medicare and Social Security. I can't believe the other side would ever consider cutting that or weakening it. But to me, those are pillars of American society, and I will be there to stand and support it and strengthen it at every juncture. We need to also expand health care in our nation. I think it's a basic fundamental human right. Found it really useful. I suspect you probably all have in your all lives too. The same things that were available that saved my life should be for every one of us. We need to make sure that we expand that so every American has health care access in this nation. I can't believe we're going to be arguing on whoever loves. You know, I'm going to stand for marriage equality as well too. Even in 2013, I was the only elected official in Pennsylvania that solemnized a first gay marriage. Threatened to have me arrested if I continued, and I said, well, come send if you want. You know where I live, Some send the gate police for me. And as I just mentioned earlier, given the opportunity to be that vote, codify Roe v. Wade. That choice doesn't belong with me. It belongs with every woman and their doctors. So today is one of the most important races in the country, and there's 100 million reasons why you know that's true. That's how much they've spent trying to bring us down and tear us out. But after all that, and those kinds of lies and that kind of amount of money, we're still standing, and we're right here, and I'm so proud to be with you here tonight. I need every one of you to get out the votes, so I can get to DC so I can fight for every one of you. 12 hours from now, basically. Less than actually, I can't believe it, less than 12 hours now that you think about it. So, in closing, last favor for you, please send me to Washington, D.C. After 9 o'clock to rally, to support this campaign, because all here support all of you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Alrighty, guys. You just heard John Fetterman, Lewis here, Status Coup. We are live. If you're watching this, definitely smash the like button down below. Share the stream to get it out to more folks. We're going to head outside in a second here and try to get some interview with folks, and then I'll do a little bit of a recap. But before the crowd takes off, we're going to pop outside and just try to get a couple interviews with folks. So bear with us for a second as we navigate out the door here. Alrighty. Again, just to reiterate, tomorrow night, starting at 7 p.m., we're going to be live. We're going to have John at the John Fetterman event tomorrow night. I will be at the Dr. Oz event, and we're going to give you guys live coverage from both of these events tomorrow night. We're just going to pop outside here and try to get a couple interviews. Thank you for bearing with us. Definitely smash the like button. This kind of reporting is very expensive. John and I have been on the ground all the last couple days here. So if you can become a member, definitely become one. StatusCoup.com/join. If you want to make a one-time donation, StatusCoup.com/donate. Let's see if we can pull a couple folks to chat as we come out here. Bear with us for just a second, guys. Do we think this is going to be enough light? Probably with these, so we should be good. Awesome. Alrighty. How's it going, guys? We're just looking to chat with a couple folks after the event. Would you talk for a minute or two? All good. You're fine. You're fine. Again, if you're watching this, definitely smash the like button. Get this out to more folks, and we'll do some interviews out here with some folks who came to the Fetterman event. How's it going, guys? We're just looking to chat with a couple folks after the event. Would you mind talking about,
man, he's back. Everything is
good.
Do
you want to talk with us for a second? That'd be great if you can. Yeah, thank you so much. Here, we'll pull over here so we've got some space. My name's Lewis, by the way. What's your name?
Tim Buck, Lawrence County Democratic Chairman. We're from Lawrence County.
Okay. Awesome. So obviously we've got the election coming on tomorrow. Fetterman just kind of gave his parting message here for the last day. I guess, what are your thoughts on the speech tonight? And then we'll get into a couple more details after.
Everything was fantastic. Everything he talked about is what we need today, our democracy, our rights in every manner. This guy is so what? Fantastic. We're good. We're good.
It's the same thing. It all goes to protecting democracy. We need not only John, we need everybody else across this country running for Senate on the Democratic side. Get those votes in.
Gotcha. So obviously, currently the Democrats have a slim majority in the Senate. Tomorrow we'll kind of see. We probably won't find out exactly tomorrow, but in the next couple of days we'll start to see where things go. If Fetterman does win the race and the Democrats pick up a couple seats in the Senate, do you think Democrats are actually going to begin to act on some of these things? At the end of that speech there, we heard Fetterman talk about Medicare for all, raising the wage to a living wage. Do we think that Democrats are actually going to go through and carry through on some of these issues, or is it going to be like we kind of saw this summer on a couple of the issues of abortion and things like that, where, well, there's been a lot of talk, but we haven't seen a lot of action yet?
Well, you're going to see action. It might not be the extreme that some of the people project, but as far as women's rights, Medicare for all, I don't know if that's quite the right thing to say, Medicare for all, but I think it'll be expanded to where you can buy in. Health care, living wages. They talk about minimum wage. It's not a minimum wage, just livable wages. And union way of life, those are the main things.
And you think Fetterman, because unfortunately, we get a lot of, it happens on both sides, right? You get
this administration has been pro-union. If we can get the majority of the Democrats and make the PRO-Act law, sure. It's a
you're convinced that it could happen. To be myself.
I believe it's going to happen.
All right, you're more optimistic than me. I wish some of these guys would get in there and do it. So you guys seem to think that Fetterman will be one of the guys to actually get in there and fight for these things in the Senate.
You get that filibuster. They need to do their damn job when they're come out and read a book for 2 days over nothing. Those are our tax dollars paying for their asses down there. Sorry about the language.
You're allowed to swear. It's okay. We're internet.
Hey, brother. Yeah, I think he's going to get it done. Let's get this country back on track. The insurrectionists, put them in jail. Elections are elections.
You mentioned that. Obviously, we just read an article kind of before coming in here about 3 hours ago. The Fetterman campaign is actually suing over the mail-in ballot issues right now that are going on. I guess you guys are all Democrat chair members and whatnot. I guess what is your take currently on the mail-in ballot situation, and what do we think is going to happen over the next couple of days as far as vote counting and all that sort of stuff goes?
People in power fear voter turnout. So what do Republicans fear? Voter turnout. Don't make it harder to vote. Make it easier to vote. That's why we created this country, this government. Give people a right, a voice. What's your vote?
Thank you very much. Nice to talk to you earlier. I appreciate it. I guess thank you guys for taking the time. We're going to try to chat with a bunch more folks coming out. So thank you very much, guys. Yeah. You have a nice night, guys. Thanks. How's it going, guys? We're just looking to chat with folks after the event. Would you mind talking for a minute or two with us? Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. My name's Lewis, by the way. What are your names?
Teresa Nightingale.
Is this mic not working? Okay, gotcha. Awesome. All right, and the names again were?
Teresa Nightingale.
Teresa?
And Libby.
Libby, awesome. Great. So obviously we just wrapped up the event in here. What, I guess, were your initial thoughts afterwards? And then we'll kind of get into some more specifics right afterwards.
Oh, I think he did a great job. I think his speech patterns are just getting better by the day, and I think that everything he stands for is just so positive, and we need that. Yeah, great. I'm feeling really optimistic.
Okay. And then towards the end of that, we heard him mention a couple specific policies. Medicare for all. He mentioned, ensuring Social Security benefits are there. He mentioned raising the minimum wage to a living wage. Do you think that's all talk like we're hearing from a lot of politicians on some of these issues, or do we think John Fetterman's actually going to get in and fight for some of these things, or will he cave to the establishment Democrats essentially once he gets in there?
I think he's definitely going to stand for the people of Pennsylvania. He doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk. Absolutely. He's actually very involved in the community. We know by his track record that he actually is a doer and not a talker, and I don't think he'll be taken down by corporate interests like some of the other politicians that we see.
Gotcha. If he gets in there, I hope you're right. To be honest with you, not 100% convinced. The summer, perfect example, Roe versus Wade is overturned.
Absolutely.
Democrats have a slim majority in the Senate, but it's something.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of this is to blame on President Biden as well. I mean, if I'm President Biden in that situation and I really care about that issue, I'm personally making it my mission to go to Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema and essentially telling them, I will make sure you lose your seat. I'll put all of the money and resources behind your primary challengers, and you'll never be in office ever again unless you go on and vote for this. And I think on some of those issues, folks need to be that tough to be able to make it happen. We'll see if Fetterman is going to be someone like that to be able to do it. But
well, we're optimistic.
Yeah, for sure. I guess you mentioned the stroke in the beginning. Do his health concerns bother you at all, or are you not concerned?
No, I'm a double cancer survivor myself, so I understand how it takes a while to heal. But he's already on stage giving speeches. I couldn't do this regularly, so
Yeah, I mean, same. I'm not concerned. I've known many people who've had strokes before, and I think he's doing great. And I don't think it matters.
Absolutely. And so tomorrow is election day, obviously. We're going to be probably not finding out results right away. I guess, what is your take on what you think will happen with, vote counting, mail-in ballots? Obviously, there's already kind of issues starting to pop up with that. Do you have any thoughts on how the process works? Did either of you vote by mail?
I didn't vote by mail, but I actually am a poll watcher tomorrow in my district, or in my ward.
Okay.
So
is that something you've done before? Or?
Not that exactly, but recently I ran for a local office, for a local committee member, because Bernie Sanders and people like Fetterman, they encourage people to fill those seats, and I won, and I wanted to kind of step up and help my community. He's a great role model for encouraging that.
That's awesome. I'll ask you this, if you know any more information. It'd be cool to give folks an idea of what is so you're a poll watcher. Do you want to just explain, I guess, what that entails for folks? Because these, I think, are probably steps coming into place to make sure that the vote is counted legitimately and everything like that. If you want to talk about it.
To maintain the integrity of the elections, and we have to stand 10 feet out away from the door, and you just hand out literature about candidates. I'll be handing out literature about the Democratic Party since I am caucusing for them, and actually with them. But basically, I make sure nothing funny is going on, make sure no one's lingering around that they shouldn't be, make sure no one's harassing or intimidating anyone, and with the ballot situation with the Supreme Court making that the dates have to match up, and a lot of things being kicked back. I'm going to be there to educate people about provisional ballots and how to cure their ballot and how to make sure their vote actually counts.
Gotcha. And I'm assuming, is there like a Democrat and a Republican, hypothetically, at each location?
Yes,
gotcha.
absolutely.
So as long as they fill the seats?
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
It ends up at 3, I believe, for each location.
Gotcha. So that's pretty cool. We talking with someone who is going to be a poll watcher tomorrow here in Pennsylvania. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for your time. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. Awesome. Have a great night.
Be safe.
Awesome. So that mic is not working anymore. We're just good. Okay. Awesome. That's pretty interesting to get that conversation with those folks. There are not many more people coming outside. I'm wondering if we should start to move out towards the parking lot a little bit. Bear with us 1 second, guys. Okay, yeah, for sure. We'll play. Make sure you smash the like button, guys. If you guys can donate to help us keep our message out there, statuscoup.com/donate. How's it going? We're looking to chat with folks on their way out. Would you mind talking for a minute or two? Sure. Awesome. My name's Bruce, by the way. Status Coup. Yep. It's on YouTube. Yep. We're a progressive leaning outlet. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep. There you go.
If I left my email, could you email me a copy of
Yeah. For
Okay,
sure. Here, we can take a step back, I think.
Sure.
Might be.
Sure.
Yeah, awesome. So I guess we just wrapped up with the Fetterman event inside. Right. I guess what are your first takes right off the bat from it, and then we can kind of get into some
I think he's improved health-wise. I think he looks better. I think he's going to get even better. I don't think it was that much of an issue to begin with, and I'm surprised how much it didn't hurt him in the follow-up debate, the results of people's opinions. Mm-hmm. It didn't hit him that hard in the numbers.
Gotcha. I guess when if Fetterman were to win the election tomorrow, we are obviously probably not going to find out. There you go. If he were to win tomorrow, and we start to get the results, towards the end of his speech there, he mentioned a couple things like the livable wage, he mentioned Medicare for all, he mentioned making sure Social Security benefits are there.
That's very important to me as a retiree with Social Security benefits and Medicare and issues along that. I've been retired for almost 3 years now, so yeah, that hits home.
Do you think, though, Fetterman will get in there? Obviously, it happens on both sides, the Republicans and the Democrats. They say these things when they're here now, but when it comes to it, of course, this past summer, to me, abortion rights is a clear issue where Democrats, for 50 years, Democrats knew Republicans are trying to get rid of Roe versus Wade, essentially, right? no secret. And then it happens this summer, and they're all like, oh my gosh, we can't believe this has happened. And you know, they've got a slim majority in the Senate, they've got the House of Representatives, they got the presidency. They know that historically, a president going into his second term you're going to have a tough time in Congress probably. Why not at least try to do a vote on it now? You know, do we think a John Fetterman in the future is going to be able to like really push to make sure these things are going to happen, or do we think he's going to fall in line with the rest of them?
I think he'll do what he says he's going to do, but to get something done, he's willing to compromise. I'm sure he's able to work within a comprehensive issue.
Okay.
The thing about abortion is I really believe that the Republicans, like they say, feel like they're the dog that caught the car. I don't care which political party you are. The dirty little secret is you don't want to solve the issue of a single issue voter.
Yeah.
You want to keep them coming back.
And
give
donating.
more money, hold up the signs, vote.
Yeah.
You know, keep them in the party, because single issues voters are notorious for dropping out.
Right. Yep. Yeah. And okay, gotcha. And yeah, I mean abortion is a perfect example of it, and people are starting to see that more and more now too.
Right.
I think. I live in Austin, Texas, and we were covering a lot of the Roe vs. Wade protests down there, which in Texas is obviously a very big deal. There's abortion is illegal with no exceptions for rape.
Austin's the only bastion of sanity.
It is. We're surrounded by absolute chaos.
Well, it's like us in Allegheny County here in Pittsburgh, surrounded.
Yep. Yeah.
You know.
But you know, women I was speaking with there were like this is bullshit, frankly. And you know, one in particular was like, I got an email today from Joe Biden asking me to kick in $5. He's sending emails to all these people at these rallies. Give me $5 and I'll fix this problem for you. I mean, the problem's not fixed, and I don't want to be pessimistic, but the Democrats are almost definitely losing the House this week.
Right.
So sure, you might have the Senate. That's going to be real. It's a coin flip.
Right.
They're promising these things, and it's tough to say.
You have to keep trying. You have to build momentum.
Yeah.
You have to hope that the Trump, cult explodes.
Yeah.
I mean, if something were to happen to him, if he were to die, if he were to get hit by a bolt of lightning, all the Republicans would say it was a deep state.
We're not calling for that.
We're
not calling for that. This is
Right. No, I'm just saying this is hypothetical, purely hypothetical. But if that happens, that's what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And what will be amazing is where all that energy goes. All that energy, all that insanity behind him, where is that going to go?
Right. Question for you. Do you think the energy is here right now? So we're at the event here. I'll be frank with you. I was expecting more people to be here. I think it's weird that we started 20 minutes early. Do you see a lot of the energy here? Because I'll be honest with you, we're covering both sides of this. Tomorrow night I'll be at the Oz event. He'll be at the Fetterman event. We went to the Trump event on Saturday night, which was interesting to say the least. But
I fear for you guys show up with a camera and say you're media.
It was something. I got John back here behind the camera, though. He's a tough guy. He's got my back.
I hope so, man.
Yes.
Because those people are packing.
But I'll say though, there's a lot of good or bad. There's a lot of energy there. Do we think that the energy is here this election for the Democrats? Because I'm not convinced.
I heard a great old saying. I don't know if you guys ever heard it. You're rather young. But the great saying was, Republicans fall in love and Democrats fall in line. And that's basically true.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it was the call to Reagan, the call to Trump, whatever, they give these guys out of this world status that's beyond comprehension.
Yeah.
So, that surreal sort of godlike figure, it gets a little weird.
Agreed.
Americans don't go for that for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hardcore Republicans do, but not the average American.
Yeah, for sure. Jeez. Well, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it.
Could I give you my email address?
Yeah. Here.
If you,
do you have here? Do you mind giving him an email while I'll talk to the viewers for a second? You can just leave the Yeah. There you go. Yeah, tripod. We got the tripod. Perfect. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for watching. Still, we're gonna probably try to get a couple more interviews after this. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a recap as we go here. Again, we're outside of the John Fetterman event that you all just saw live here. We're doing interviews with folks. If you can donate, this type of reporting is expensive. John and I are out here for the next several days. We'll be out here as long as we need to, basically. So definitely consider donating. StatusCoup.com/donate. Again, we got to deal with hotel rooms tomorrow because I'm driving over to Philadelphia to be at the Dr. Oz event, and John is going to be here. We're going to have 2 rental cars to make sure we're across the state, ready to cover everything that's going on for the rest of this election. We'll see if we can get a couple more interviews here, and we'll go from there, but it is starting to thin out a bit. So we'll see what we can do here. Yeah. But again, definitely smash the like button for those of you who are watching. I can't see the number right in front of me, but I'm sure there are some of you who have not. How's it going, guys? We're looking to chat with a couple folks after the event. All good, no worries. Okay, if staff are coming out, we're probably starting to run a little bit lower here on folks. I'm going to keep talking for a second. Again, I mentioned to that gentleman back there, do we think there's the energy behind the Democrats to do this? Because, again, like I said, there is definitely a lot of energy amongst the Republicans still. I don't know that they're necessarily excited for Dr. Oz. We don't know that, but they're definitely still excited about Trump. We saw a lot of folks at that rally, and again, the turnout here was a little lower than I would have expected. That's not to say that the energy isn't here. We are a little bit on the outskirts of town. It's kind of in a weird spot, not necessarily easy to access. Maybe if we were in downtown Pittsburgh, there'd be more folks here. But that's neither here nor there. We'll see tomorrow night, of course. Again, to be honest with you, that's my first time seeing Fetterman live. John saw him earlier in the week with President Obama. John, I don't know if you noticed any comparison, but compared to like videos I've seen of some of the Fetterman events, that was a pretty clean speech in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know if you have any differing opinions after seeing him on Saturday as well, or was it similar?
It was very short. I didn't notice
yeah.
anything, but yeah, I think he did really well.
Yeah. So this was a lot longer than what you saw on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, because the speech went on much longer than I thought. Granted, they got started a little bit early, which I thought was interesting. But hey, whatever. I guess that happens. That's why we kind of got cut off on that first interview. So sorry if you guys were watching that first interview. And then we quickly jumped up. We thought we were going to have about a half an hour. But as you know, things on the ground change very quickly. So we play it by ear as we go. Is that other microphone working now or no? Are we good?
Well, I can't really see.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, we'll keep rolling with this. I'm not convinced we're going to get... Yeah, we'll show you guys the truck. We'll show you around a little bit. We'll see if we can get some more interviews out here. Oh, yeah. Here, I don't know if you can see this. Look familiar, Dr. Oz, and it's got New Jersey plates. That's, they're definitely, the Fetterman campaign, if anything, is definitely best at the internet stuff and trolling. Between the tweets and stuff like that, like that's a small, fun detail. Here, we can show everybody the trail, or the truck they got here. We got a garbage truck coming in here. All right, we're
come back this way. Let's.
I don't. You have. We're trying to see if we can find a couple more folks. It's mostly staff left at this point. None of them are going to do an interview with us, but we'll see if we can find some actual voters. How's it going? Are you staff or definitely staff? Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're left with staff and media in the building. One moment, guys. Definitely smash the like button if you're still watching. All right. I think we'll keep an eye out for more folks walking by if they're not staff. But otherwise, I have some super chats, I believe, coming in from Colin here. Colin, I believe I've got your text message here. Also, hey, before this stream, I noticed we had a couple donations come in, so I wanted to read them. Again, you can make a donation by going to StatusCoup.com/donate. We'll see. How's it going, guys? Oh, we're looking to chat with a couple folks before the, after the event here. Would you mind talking for a couple minutes with us?
Sure. You should just take a picture of my T-shirt because I was canvassing today. That says everything, right?
You were out canvassing today. Awesome.
I was.
Alrighty. So, my name's Lewis, by the way. What are your names?
Tia.
Tia?
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Nicole. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Nice to meet you. So I guess the event just wrapped up in here. First off, we'll just first impressions. What did you think? And then we can kind of get into some more specifics.
I think it was wonderful.
Wonderful?
It was. I mean, I'm going to represent the guy from my hometown, Braddock, PA. He's bringing it back to life. He's keeping it revived. And, hey, I can relate to him.
Gotcha.
And that's Fetterman.
Yeah.
Yes. I am really excited. It was energetic inside. I'm glad that we had a really good turnout today. And I hope it's going to be even better tomorrow at the polls.
Yeah, you mentioned you're from Braddock. I guess were you living there while he was mayor, or?
Well, my mother was. Okay. I'm born and raised in 1975. I watched a lot of things. We never left the neighborhood to shop. We never had to leave to buy clothes. Everything we needed was in Braddock.
Yeah.
And a lot of things folded. A lot of businesses. A lot of hope.
Yep.
Died. So he's bringing it back to life. And a lot of businesses. A lot of hope. He helps a lot of people. So.
Nice.
And so Giselle is wonderful.
Yeah.
She's a blessing.
Absolutely. During his speech, you mentioned a couple particular topics: the $15 or raising the minimum wage to living wage.
Yes.
He talked about Medicare for all. He talked about protecting Social Security benefits. Do we think that John Fetterman is going to be a senator when he gets in there to actually fight to make sure those things are top of mind, or is he going to end up like, unfortunately, a lot of Democrats right now? I mean, a clear example is Bernie Sanders, who was here yesterday. We were out covering that event. When Bernie Sanders endorsed Joe Biden, for example, he did it with the promise of fighting for a $15 minimum wage. When was the last time we heard Joe Biden talk about that? It's basically crickets on the topic, right? Do we think that John Fetterman's going to be a guy who's going to get in there and actually fight for these issues?
John Fetterman is more relatable. I actually went to school in Braddock at the CCAC where he taught, and my niece actually got her GED through him and hit the program that he was teaching. So I believe in him. I believe he's relatable, especially to the people in the community. And if you want to see the change, you have to vote for the people who you're relatable with.
Gotcha.
Oz was good on TV as a doctor, but that's where he should be. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I like him on TV as a doctor. I wouldn't like him as my senator.
Right, you liked him on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
He wouldn't survive in Braddock.
Yeah.
They tore my projects down. I'm just saying.
Gotcha.
It was called The Bottom. It was by the river, and it was by the steel mill. So a lot of people drowned. They got run over at the train tracks, but he wouldn't survive.
Right.
Fetterman, he got us.
Gotcha. Thank y'all so much for your time. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's the former.
Yeah.
That's the mayor.
How we doing, sir? I heard you were the mayor. Would you mind chatting for a second?
Okay, great.
I'm the former mayor. I'm not the mayor.
We got the.
Anymore.
You're the former mayor.
I used to be the former mayor in the city of Duquesne.
Look at that. Yeah,
I spoke to you the other day, yes.
For those of you guys watching, we got the mayor of Pittsburgh here.
Mayor of Belmont.
Mayor of Belmont. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yes.
I guess you're obviously here supporting Fetterman. I guess how do you think the event went here tonight?
It was one of John's best speeches. He felt relaxed. We're coming to the end, and he knows it, and he knows he's got momentum right now. And it was the best speech he's had. His speech was there was no problems with his speech tonight. You notice there was no medical problems at all tonight. He got to that relaxed state. Okay, being on that road was a lot of pressure for him.
Yeah.
But tonight he was relaxed.
No, I agree. I haven't seen him in person much, but tonight, compared to what I've seen in the past, his speech definitely improved quite a bit.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess similar question though on a lot of the issues. He mentioned several issues in this. $15 minimum wage is one of them. There's Social Security, all sorts of things. Do we think that Fetterman is going to be someone who's going to get in there and stand ground on some of these issues and fight for them, or is he going to kind of fall in line like a lot of our other Democrats and honestly a lot of so-called progressives do the same thing as well?
But what happens is when they don't have the majority, okay, the fight is pretty hard. Okay, so if he's going to fight and he's got that fight in him, okay, so he will come out fighting. Okay. Yeah. He'll especially if they get the majority of it, he will push for what's right for this area, especially Pennsylvania.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just it's tricky because we see a lot of progressives get in there who I'm excited about and want them to get out there and fight, right? And then when it gets to the time when they can hold up a vote and say, hey, you know what, add this provision in, or else we're holding our votes back, you need to add these provisions in, a lot of them fall flat, and they're campaigning on, we're going to fight for these things, and then kind of roll over when it comes to it.
The whole United States knows one thing. This is the election here. Okay?
Yeah.
Out of everything in the United States, this is the Wade versus Roe election.
Yeah.
This is women's rights election.
Yep.
This is the for all the, even Giselle's story on immigration when she came here. She came to New York, okay, with her mother and her brother. It took till like 2004 before she got her green papers. 2009 before she got her citizenship. She knows and understands that problem. So I think we as Americans, we have to look back and say that our great grandparents and our great grandparents came here, same situation, and we tend to soon forget that in the United States.
Yeah. One last question for you, if that's okay.
Yes,
on the issue of the question is who, the election is going to take several days to count the votes and whatnot. Members of the Republican Party are already starting some issues with it. We'll call it that. I guess, what do you think is going to go on with the counting of mail-in votes? Are you concerned about some of the issues with the 3,400 ballots that were mailed out?
This is where I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the vote, and I'm concerned about the tensions that are lying in the outside communities. Okay. The tensions of possible, and I know that Mayor Gainey spoke on it tonight, of maybe violence in these areas, and I can feel it. Okay, it's in the air, it's there. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it on the street.
Yeah.
I meant it's building, and if the Republicans lose, I'm almost scared for what's going to happen in this country. I really am. I mean, there's no getting. Let's work together. I mean, we want to work together, okay?
Right.
And it's like, this is it, okay?
Right.
So I'm really scared.
I'm nervous as well. I hope that the issues don't arise, but I'm not convinced.
I'm not. No, but you know what? I'm hearing it.
Yeah.
I'm the street. I hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm out there. I'm in the rural areas. I'm in the city. I combine the both, and I can see where it's going to start to come into effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully it is not the case. Thank you so much for your time, though. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see you around again. Yeah. John will be there tomorrow night, so you can look for him. Yeah. All right. Again, that was what was it?
Did you speak about the lawsuit that Fetterman?
Yeah, so we can. I'll talk a little bit about that. The Fetterman campaign is actually. I might have mentioned it earlier on. The Fetterman campaign has actually started a lawsuit over these mail-in ballots. If you may have read about this, there are 3,400 mail-in ballots, potentially more, that went out to folks that are going to be up in question as to whether or not they'll be counted. The Fetterman campaign has sued. I don't have the details right in front of me, but they're suing over that result. We also have folks on the other side. There are Trump lawyers and Trump folks going on TV already talking about how they're going to challenge the results if the election is not decided by tomorrow night or Wednesday morning. We almost definitely know that the election is not going to be decided by tomorrow night or Wednesday morning, so it's essentially just asking for something to happen. We just heard the mayor there saying he's hearing that there's going to be potential issues, potential violence. Really hoping that that's not the case. If it is, we're definitely going to be there for you guys to show what's going on. Again, I'll be over in Philly tomorrow night. John will be wherever the Fetterman event is. We're still waiting somehow for the details of that. No one exactly knows where that's going to be, but we will find out and we'll be there. And then after that, we'll see what happens. But I am going to go through a couple of the super chats here. We've got a couple in here for sure. Oh, I started talking about the donations before. I want to make sure we thank folks for those donations. Again, you can do that at statuscoup.com/donate. Doing this type of reporting is expensive. Again, we're traveling all over the place, hotels, food, rental cars, flights for me. I had to get out here. So we got a couple donations to share right off the bat. We got 20 from Carol O. Thank you so much, Carol O. We appreciate it. We got another 20 from David T. Again, thank you, David. And Humorous, we've seen this name quite a bit. Thanks so much, Humorous. We got $300 from Humorous. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. We also have a new member on, I believe it's a new YouTube member, Ben T. Thank you, Ben T, for becoming a member. Again, we really, really appreciate it. All of this is only possible because of the stuff you're doing. We also, for members, if you become a member, we create some exclusive member content. I actually uploaded something earlier that John and I shot in downtown Pittsburgh, and then I recorded another video before the event today, just kind of showing you guys the behind the scenes of all the media folks jockeying for position on the stage. John had already gotten up there, gotten a good spot so that you guys can see the Fetterman event live. And actually have a good shot of it. So I recorded a video. We'll probably upload that tonight or tomorrow morning when we get back to the hotel. So, you definitely get additional member benefits. And then we had another $50 donation from Deborah H. So definitely thank you, Deborah, as well. Those donations go a long way. I'm going to flip over here and get some super chats. It looks like we've got a couple emails of them, which is a good sign. Double K, she's the, I don't know if she's Double K is the star. They're giving us all sorts of money the last couple days. Thank you very much. $19.99 from Double K. Swirly Swirl, $5. Good sized crowd for a Monday night. Yeah, yes and no. I mean, it is election night eve. We are on the outskirts of town. I was expecting more people, but that's neither here nor there. We'll see how it goes. Al S, $20. Thanks, Al. We appreciate it. Let's see. Devon Bailey, $20. Caught the last few minutes. Fetterman sounds good. Thank you for true on-the-ground journalism. Devon, no problem. It's been fun being out here trying to give you all the look at what it looks like at all these different events, and yeah, get the word out to you on the ground. We got another $2 from Climate Crisis Dragon, +2 Senate and +2 House for the Dems. I'm calling it. That's a bold prediction. We'll see, especially on the House one. I'm not convinced on the House. The Senate, I think there's a shot, but in the House, I don't see how the Dems end up with 2 extra seats. But we'll see. We got another super chat though from D Nord, $50. Thanks for covering the things that matter to the people. D, no problem. Thanks for supporting us to make sure that we can keep doing this sort of reporting. Again, it is expensive. We're going to be tomorrow night on Status Coup, 7 p.m. live stream. We're going to have Jordan in the studio. We're going to have John at the John Fetterman event, probably in Pittsburgh. We're gonna have myself in Philly, or just north of Philly. What's actually funny is we're gonna be not in Philly, but right on a town on the border of New Jersey. So we'll be at the Dr. Oz event that is in Pennsylvania, but you could probably throw a rock to New Jersey from there, which is kind of hilarious. So I'll be live from there, and we'll be able to have, Jordan's gonna have more folks in the studio too. Tina's gonna be on with him. Ron Placone's gonna be on. Kim Brown might be joining him. So we're gonna have the whole crew ready to roll with that live show. Again, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. If you're not subscribed, definitely make sure to subscribe. Press that notification bell and then click it again and click all so that you get all the notifications for us. And the safest way to make sure that you definitely get notified, because sometimes YouTube does not send that out, is to join our text list like tons of other people have already done. You can do that by going to statuscoup.com/text. You'll only get a text when we go live, nothing else. We're not going to spam you with anything. Yeah, we're definitely going for it there. So again, we're the John Fetterman event here just wrapped up. It has gotten pretty quiet pretty quickly. The bus drove away here, so I think we're going to end it in a minute here. I'll recap a little bit more, and again, just remind you all that tomorrow night at 7 p.m. is where you should tune into Status Coup. And again, please, if you can, donate to make sure that we can keep doing this sort of stuff. This is expensive. If the election is in question Wednesday, Thursday, and votes are not decided and potential issues and protests begin, John and I will be ready to cover it if need be. Again, we're hoping that does not happen. We do not need a repeat of that, but we don't need John going to any more freaking January 6th type events. But let me tell you, he's ready for it, and I'm ready to join him for it. So we'll see. Again, hopefully we're not doing that, but again, to be able to do this sort of stuff, we need hotels, cars. Unfortunately, we gotta pay, both of us. We don't do it for free, although I'm sure we both love it, but gotta pay bills as well. So definitely statuscoup.com/donate is the best way to help us out there. Otherwise, I'm going to start to wrap this up here. Again, become a member tomorrow night, 7 p.m. We'll see you live. Keep an eye out for content throughout the day as well. We might be posting some things, and keep an eye out for that new member video that we put up earlier today and one tomorrow. Again, we're going to get that out to you, and yeah, get out those exclusive member videos to you so that you can as a thank you, basically. Sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. I'm very tired, and the Red Bull is wearing off. So we're going to wrap this up here before I say something stupid. Thank you all very much.